Welcome back, everybody. Rain isn't getting me down here after what we saw from the Timberwolves last night. Game 3, as I mentioned, coming up on Friday. Other news that got through yesterday as we kept an eye on some portal movement, guys that went in and guys that have found new homes. A guy that we've been covering since his days at high school at Park River, Fortville, Lankin, and at UND. Sam Hagen announced yesterday that he's transferring. He'll be staying in the Missouri Valley Football Conference and transferring to South Dakota State, the two-time reigning national champions. And Sam is good enough. We had him on the show when he committed to UND. Seems like forever ago. We've got him here again this morning after making his decision to transfer to SDSU. It's great to see you. We were just visiting off air of the stress of the last few weeks. Tell me, just give me a little time capsule here of when you decided that you wanted to test the portal waters and what the last month has been like for you.
Well, it all kind of started when Coach Pav he left and went to Montana. That was really tough on me for the spring because, I had him for 3 years. So he was played a big role in my development here at UND. And then, so I kind of had that conversation with my parents that, what if, all the what ifs and everything. And I decided to enter on the Thursday before it entered, or the portal opened.
That conversation with your parents, tell me about that. That's a tough conversation. This is a place that found you, wanted you to go there. How difficult was that to have, and with Coach Swigert as well?
Yeah, that was tough. I never saw myself leaving here, honestly, if I'm to be truthful. Talking with my parents, they just want the best for me, so they're behind me all the way. And if this is the best move for my development, that's what they're going to be behind. Talking to Coach Schwager was tough. Obviously, this is the school that took a chance on me, and this is my only Division I offer coming out of high school. So that was a tough conversation to have with him, but he was supportive throughout it too.
I'm interested, Sam, that we've seen it on the outside where offensive linemen are treated like gold in the portal. Tell me about when your name went in. What was the response like soon afterwards?
Yeah, so I think the portal opened 9 a.m. on that Tuesday, and at 9:03, I think I was getting a phone call. Coach Pav called me from Montana, and then all of a sudden my Twitter was going crazy. It was nuts. I mean, I was busy that whole week.
Was it overwhelming? Did it get like this is like totally even blowing your own expectations away?
Yeah, 100%. Way overwhelmed. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, so it was crazy.
And tell me about, if you want, you can name the schools, or just tell me, were these schools that you had heard from before, or are these completely blind, like you'd not talked to anybody before on that?
Yeah, there was a couple schools. I mean, San Diego State talked to me, and then Coastal Carolina called me on Tuesday, like that morning at 10 o'clock, I think. We had a long phone call. They offered on the first phone call.
No kidding.
But that was kind of an oddball for me, but
Myrtle Beach, man, it's not too bad. What is that like? I'm curious on that. So that's sight unseen. They're offering you over the phone. What was your reaction on that?
I was pretty excited right away.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the first hour into the portal, and I already had 3 offers, so I was really excited. I was telling my dad and everything. But
tell me about South Dakota State. I know you know them. You faced them. Was that a desirable spot, and how did the Jackrabbits get into the mix for you?
Really good people. I took that Tuesday it opened, and then Wednesday it was raining, so we got to go on a visit. My parents were out of the field, so we went down there, and super welcoming. It's like small town farm kids, ag program. It just seems like a really good fit.
You've seen them up close. Was there something that said, you know what, that would be a place that would appeal to me if I had a chance to go there?
Yeah, they play together over there. They play for the guy next to them, and they have a really special connection with each other, I think. The second I committed, even after my visit, they were all I don't know, probably 25, 30 kids texting me from the team, got my number somehow, and yeah, they're really welcoming.
About their offensive line, they just sent 2 guys to the NFL. One got drafted. I know that's certainly on your radar, but what stood out about how they play on the offensive line? What really appealed to you about that?
I really like they run off the ball just like we did at UND, and a lot of stuff fit when we had our meeting. A lot of the scheme kind of lined up with each other, and uh, yeah, I mean, I really like how they run off the ball, run the ball, run power counter.
Was staying around here, was that important, or was that just, you know what, wherever the best fit was, that's where I was going to go?
Fit was important, but distance was important too. Location for my family. I'm a big family guy, and my family likes to come out to the games. So
To
four and a
have
half was
to,
better than 14 and a half.
I bet that to when you told your parents, like, okay, it's going to be South Dakota State, what was their reaction?
They were pumped. They were excited. I think my dad ordered a flag for the yard that second, so he had him waiting in the cart.
Now, if people know this, your mom and dad are both Bison alums, correct?
Yep.
How's that
They are.
transition now? You went from UND now to South Dakota State on that. How are they handling that?
Well, their wardrobes had a tough time, but I mean, they're supportive, so they're behind me on that.
I got to ask, when we talk, when you committed out of Park River to, you were starting already as a sophomore, you played a ton as a redshirt freshman. Were you even ahead of your own timetable of how early you got on the field at UND and how things have progressed so far?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to expect, and I just show up every day and work, and that's where it got me. But I job's not finished, and yeah,
I'm
I,
interested.
I mean,
I want to ask, sorry to interrupt you there. I'm interested about Missouri Valley offensive lineman. Tell me about the prototype of what a really good Valley lineman is. What are the characteristics you have to have?
you gotta be big. You gotta move guys, run off the ball. I think that's a big part of it. Missouri Valley's big run. So it's very important to be big.
What
Move.
stands out to you about the defensive line you face there? What's in the Valley as well? What are the characteristics there of guys you go up against that play D tackle or D end that you're facing on a weekly basis?
Yeah, they're big too. I mean, uh, they're good. I know some defenses like to move more than others, but that's just something I've noticed.
So, what is the acclimation process here? I know we are talking off air. You got to finish up finals, and then when do you get there, and what's the next few weeks and months hold for you?
Yeah, so finish up finals this week, get admitted, and then I think report day is May 28th or 29th.
Okay.
So I'd like to get down there a little sooner and get moved in and everything before summer workouts. So
That's a quick turnaround, man. Does it just feel like a whirlwind that's gone on here for the last month?
yeah, it has. It's been crazy, to say the least.
Tell me about the big challenge of, okay, you're going to get there, you do summer workouts, but then it's fall camp, like the acclimation of, okay, you got to pick this up quick to get ready
Mhm.
for fall camp.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of like Coach P. He's really prepared me for pretty much anything. Like terminology is all the same. I've noticed within schools. Like you go on tour and they go over scheme and everything's
Yeah.
kind of similar. So I think I'll be able to fit in and pick it up pretty quick.
We've had Coach Olson on the show a couple times here, Ryan Olson at South Dakota State. What stood out? What do you like about him? What is there any similarities to your old offensive line coach that what Ryan does at SDSU?
Yeah, he's a good dude. He really cares about his guys on the O line, even though he's the OC and the O line
Yeah.
coach now. But we've had a couple conversations about it, and he said that's his baby O line. So I'm looking forward to that.
And Coach Freund is there as well. How much was that a connection? Was that a big deal for you to know that Danny was in Brookings as well?
Yeah, Coach Freund and Coach Rouse
Yeah.
actually. I got along with both of them at UND, and Coach Freund was a big part in recruiting me to UND in the first place. So it was good to have him there.
Did you hear from Coach Freund after you made your announcement?
Oh yeah. He's pumped to get me down there. So
Tell me, we were visited off air, just to expound on this a little bit. To have this done, is it a weight off your shoulders, relief, a little bit of both? What are the emotions this morning?
oh, 100% feels good. Wake up, you don't have to make a huge decision, and yeah, you're not expecting a ton of phone calls from all these other coaches. Yeah, it's nice.
Is this the most you've ever been on your phone over the last 3 weeks or so?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not a big phone, so it's been different, but
Hey, I appreciate the time this morning. Congratulations, and excited we're going to still get to see you in the Missouri Valley. So have a good summer. We'll catch up soon, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
There he goes, Sam Hagen from Park River, Fortville, Lincoln, North Dakota, on his announcement that he is transferring from the University of North Dakota to South Dakota State. And his stats speak for himself. He was UND's starting right guard for all 12 games of last season. You heard I don't think that can be underestimated with the departure of UND's offensive line coach. That really, he said it. I can't say it better. He said it himself. That really affected him and his decision to desire to maybe come back. Cade Borland was another one, and he ended up going to Iowa. And we're going through this in the same thing for Bison fans with Eli Green's departure. I mean, maybe they're not of the same weight of. An offensive lineman is a starting offensive lineman is worth its weight in gold in the portal. And I know I got a couple of comments about this on our Elle Evans interview last week. Well, you didn't ask her about her NIL opportunities. Those are, I think, forthcoming. I don't think there's anything guaranteed there, much like I don't know if it's anything guaranteed with Sam on his transfer to Brookings. I think it will be available to him once he arrives. And frankly, knowing what the Jacks have back on their offensive line, he's going to have to earn that spot. It's not going to just be given to him because he was a starter at another school that he's going to go in and automatically be the guy. I think there's a good chance he could do that. I don't think there's a reason he wouldn't transfer without knowing he's got a chance to earn a starting spot on the Jacks offensive line. And it's a tough deal for UND. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. They lost their offensive coordinator. They lost 2 offensive lineman starters. They have to break in a new starting quarterback. This is a heck of an offseason here for Bubba Schweigert. I know he's added a couple of pieces through the portal. I'm really intrigued to see what the starting quarterback situation is when we get to fall camp come early August. They have a really difficult schedule. We've talked about that, and we'll head it over the summer months. You open with Iowa State and Montana to open up 2024. You know full well you have to go to Fargo. The Jackrabbits come there. That's going to be interesting for Sam. He's going back to the Alerus Center in 2024. They play all the heavyweights, Northern Iowa, the same. They play San Diego, who's typically a pretty good Pioneer Football League team, a part of their non-conference this year. They have a really interesting part, and we're getting off track here of the UND football schedule, but they have a deal. I think they play 4 consecutive weeks at home. I've never seen that before in a Division I team, and then have to play a majority of the rest of the season on the road. That will be a tough road to hoe. You got to take care of games at home. The Jacks are part of that early stretch, and along with Montana, 2 teams that played in the national championship game a season ago. We're due for a break. We come back, we'll wrap things up and get ready for a busy Sports Tuesday before we get you out the door. Hot Mike will wrap right after this on WDAY Extra, KSFL TV in Sioux Falls, and Inforum.com.